Hi, I'm Simon Fisher, going into my 6th race with 11th Hour Racing Team. I've won this race once before. Hoping to do it again. I'm going to talk you a little bit through the route. Leg 4 is Itajaí in Brazil. All the way up the coast of South America, back up into the Atlantic and all the way up into Newport. So a long leg, a big south to north leg. Again, these ones are quite fun because you're going up through all the different weather. You're leaving Itajaí, trying to get yourself out through some quite soft tropical weather, lots of squall clouds, lots of park-ups. It can be quite tricky because, again, it's a time when the winds aren't that strong. You're just trying to get out, you're trying to get to the decent southeasterly trade winds, but there's a lot of work to be done to get there. And you just got to make sure you don't get yourself on the wrong side of a cloud line or something like that as you're coming out and the fleet get away and you get left behind.
I see the...
So again, it's just the start of the leg. It's always about being a little bit conservative, keeping an eye on the fleet. First thing is you get up into the southeasterly trades. Hopefully they're strong through here, and then yeah, you're reaching up the coast of Brazil. Getting around here, getting around the coast, you actually get a lot of current coming around the corner of Brazil up here. So there's often, once you're in the trade winds, there's a question about how close into the land do you go. Do you risk going close? Often we've seen ourselves, get under 50 miles to the coast, but then you are playing with current that's coming down the coast. And also potentially getting into the effective land. So you're playing with shortening the distance, getting around the corner quickly, versus having more reliable breeze or risking a bit of a park up. Once we're around the corner, Paz Natal and Recife, then it's like a big lazy S shape up to Boston, up going through the weather. Obviously we're going back up through the equator, a little bit of doldrums to be encountered. Typically we're a long way west, and one of the things that makes us want to go more west is just to make sure that we do stay clear of any of the sort of doldrums action we get. Very, very pleasant weather. Doldrums crossing, usually not too onerous. Hopefully one or two squall clouds, and that's about it. And then a slow transition back into the northeasterly trades in north of the equator. We're back into the northeasterly trade winds, sailing towards the Caribbean, BMG, and then starting to look at the weather that's coming off of the US. As you go north, it's getting colder again. The big thing you're looking out for in the North Atlantic, the big feature that always shakes things up at the end of the leg, is the Gulf Stream. Got this really strong current coming up the US coast. It's actually marked on the chart. And then, we use a lot of satellite imagery, we're using weather modeling, we're really trying to find out where that Gulf Stream is. And typically, as well as strong current, we expect a lot of strong wind there. Big breeze, fast sailing, and then out at the weather and completely stopped and sat in 4 knots of current. You know you're getting to New England. Suddenly the sea temperature plummets. In the Gulf Stream, it could be as high as 20 degrees, maybe even more. And then, you're on the other side and sea temperature might be 10 degrees. Fighting your way north in the weather, trying to get yourself up to Newport. Yeah, and then actually even right at the end into Newport. Luckily with our team, we got a little bit of local knowledge with Charlie on board. But yeah, it can be very tricky. I think races gone by, we've entered the Narragansett thick fog. Place is changing and you can't even see your opposition and you're a few hundred meters apart. So yeah, always an exciting finish going into Newport. Cool, that one all right?
Yeah.
And then
we're going to destroy the, oh yeah, you want to do that one? What have I... Yeah.